Morning, everybody. Welcome to Recovery Concepts Daily Snack on this beautiful Wednesday, April 22nd, Hump Day. Hope everybody's doing well. Just coming out of a little cold snap in Southwest Virginia and loving it. Got out and pruned the fruit trees yesterday. Got some apples and some pears and some peaches out there. Hoping to have maybe a couple pieces of fruit this year, but definitely by next year it should be producing. So we've been working on them a little while. We got them all cleaned up and pruned up yesterday and just getting settling back into being home and enjoying. All right, let's see what we got going on here. April 22nd, quote from Scott Spencer. Like a horse breaking from the gate, my life has begun. A fellow addict once shared his attitude about life. He almost died twice during his active addiction, once in a car accident and once of an overdose. He talked of how grateful he is for the fact that addiction and recovery has taught him to embrace life in a whole different way. He once saw life as something to be endured, but recovery has taught him to celebrate and have gratitude for each day of life, even the bad ones. Sometimes when we come close to losing something, it pushes us to view it in a very different way. This man saw his dry dates as the day his life began. His joy is contagious and makes others automatically smile. He is a living example of gratitude in motion. Prayer for the day. Higher power, you have given me this day. Help me embrace it, live it, and have gratitude for it. All of it. Today's action. Today I will think about how I shy away from life. For today I will live life like a horse breaking from the gate. I will embrace life and work to live happy, joyous, and free. I have the distinct maybe unique, maybe not, experience of living two absolutely, completely, day and night, black and white, different lives. I can understand completely where it's talking about, jumping out there and getting in the game and making, a good day out of it and, searching for gratitude. Over time, my recovery program has just produced gratitude more times than not. There's been a whole lot of ups and some downs, during this journey. But in recovery, I feel like I can relate to that reading as far as how I conduct myself in my life. Because I am grateful when there's, talks about in there the guy was, in precarious situations a couple of times and damn near died. And I shudder to think, how close to that I may have been, several times. I'm not even sure. I know there were, obviously it's not funny. There's a couple times there that I was quite sure, that was almost a great big bad oopsie. But God only knows the many times that I just wasn't even aware of it. But if I'm to be honest, which my program requires rigorous honesty, I had a lot of fun earlier in life, drinking and using recreational drugs, and sometimes you don't hear that in recovery or whatever. Make no doubt about it, the fun went away. The fun was gone. There is no more fun. I went back searching for it multiple times, man. I was looking for the times when I was a younger man and it was fun. After I got sick, after it became medicinal, after it became true addiction. And my disease tells me when it envisions, it puts in my brain, when I would think about, relapse or how I wanted my life to look, it put in my brain the fun that I had when I was a much younger man, a young adult. Even though there'd been 20 years of problems in between, especially when I was trying to get cleaned up and continued to relapse, my brain would put into my mind, we would have fun again like we used to way, way, way back. Even though I had multiple relapses and they always turned into pain and suffering and more current issues that you find in advanced addiction or whatever. Um, but that's the disease. That's the disease. Even though um, I repeated that cycle, and it always turned out that it wasn't any better. It wasn't good. Things got worse. I believe it. I wanted to believe so bad that it could be like it once was, that it continued. It continued the cycle. I wanted to believe it. So it's a little bit easier of a road today for me anyway. It's been a little while now, and my recovery program has progressed, and I have sheer gratitude for opening my eyes in the morning, getting out of bed, and that's just the truth. It doesn't take that much. I'm kind of a simple guy. I'm getting old, 56 years old, and man, all I look for is peace. You know, peace and serenity. I created enough damn ripples and stirred up enough problems in my life that getting out of the bed and not having any reservations about, how I acted yesterday, way more times than not or whatever, how I acted yesterday, or having resentments that I got to get cleaned up, or apologies that I got to make over some high level addiction shit. It's a nicer way to live, not having those things face me. And over time, it's become okay just to wake up. I don't need all the lights flashing and the shit running and backing and forthing and all over the place, and to fill my life. It's okay to be slow and low. Look outside. Watch the bird feeders, watch my chickens, sit in a breeze, have a cup of coffee on the deck, man. I don't know, call it what you will, but that does it for me today, man. And it wasn't always like that. And I believe that's, part of my program progressing along. And it's just okay to be okay. And it's never really hard for me to find gratitude. Like I said, when you get the opportunity to live two different distinct lives with a whole bunch of problems in the middle, it's easy for me on this side to wake up and be glad that I'm where I am. Even with all the tough stuff that comes sometimes. As you age, obviously you don't get younger. As you age, obviously you don't get healthier. So, life will give you life sometimes on life's terms, and some things will come along your ass don't want. That's the way it is. But it's amazing how this program can instill the quality of searching and finding gratitude in most situations when you're working a recovery program. So I don't know if that makes any sense. I feel like I'm rambling, but anyway, that's how I relate to today's reading. And y'all know the deal. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, pass it along, social media, whatever. Y'all got any questions for me, holla, say hi, whatever. Just trying to get the base built up. I'm glad you're here. Y'all make it a good Wednesday. Have a blessed day. Stay safe out there. And if you feel moved to do so, love to have you back tomorrow. Come on back, Lord willing. We'll make a Thursday out of it. Take care. Make it a good one. Peace.